We come from Umwezaroli, as I said. Ajie became Ajie. It was not by accident. We come from a long line of chiefs, Ndiki. On my father's side, our main progenitor was Isito. My father named me after him. But our father wanted us to imbibe that lesson, and I'm happy to say that we did. Our father took certain things seriously and wanted to impart these things to us. Short of that, as I said, we had a glorious childhood together. Did all the things that boys of our age did. Enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. We were fun-loving. We did the masquerade initiation together.
My father they became friends. After that visit, he just adopted him as his son, really. You know, that's how much he liked him. He just said quietly that Owerri people would like to see me get properly married. We bought a wedding gown and everything. You know, one day you see a wedding gown. This is 30 months after we were married. So I used to tell them that I'm the only person who married 2 times to the same person.
Well, we first met at the University College Ibadan. I joined them. He came in a year earlier, and I joined them after doing high school in 1958.
In fact, things got so bad that people like me decided to go into the military. Oh, yes.
He was already outside. He was back in East Africa, but something was calling him.
Period of the crisis, and I was looking for somebody whom I can make as an administrator or governor, of the then East Central State, of Nigeria. And we had discussion And I told him, I said, well, this is going to be a thankless job.
First and foremost, I didn't know what administrator was. Nobody had ever heard of the word before.
And it required enormous courage and conviction for anybody to accept that job.
Initially, of course, as you would expect, the administrator himself was regarded as, well, a stooge, someone sent by the federal government to keep us down, a trader being rewarded with this pot of gold and so on. But I think it didn't take them long to realize that he meant business.
I was a Biafran to the core, and he always said, we will all regret it. And you know, you never want to be wrong. Or do you like to be wrong? You never want to be wrong. You know, he turned out to be right.
Surveyors from the north in the army those days, and they told me that not for Ukpabi, there would have been a bloodbath in Biafra state.
So he got to get people who knew, persuaded, begged, cajoled people to join him in the task of reintegrating the Igbo man. So he took me into his community. I think it helped a little too to have invited those who were fighting on our people's side in Biafra to have joined in the rescue mission.
So that I got an opportunity to see Ukpadi Asika, His Excellency, and then told him, you know, we had fought this war on different sides, but we are back here in Central State, and my plea is that we do everything possible to turn this into the best state in the country. So it was then we went on, submitted a report to him 2 weeks later, and they said, all right, you go and implement the report, which was a big challenge for us. But I must say that we took the challenge very seriously, and he gave us as much backing as he could.
Brilliant, in spite of what anybody, those people outside said, those people who couldn't accept him because they saw him as his position as treacherous to Igbo people during the war, accepting that position. But it turned out to be good for Igbo people because he was an insider when we got him, and he protected them from reprisals.
In any event, he was very angry with this. He knew. And most of these laws sometimes if I don't know, maybe Anjuma may know, or Basanja may know, you will tell us that, look, I'm going to get money to build a house here, there, or to buy a house in Benin or on the Jawel. It wasn't something he did clandestinely.
Well, you know, it's human to feel pain when people say such things. But I think he took it in very good humor. I always had humorous lines for dismissing those kinds of things that people said. And that was his strength. He managed to make light of those things instead of internalizing them and making them a source of anger for him.
I think, as I said, he will grow in stature through time because of his contribution to the rehabilitation of the Igbo people. Because a lot of people bent over backwards to do what they did because of him. But I know this to be true.
When my dad was ill, I think most people just really wouldn't be able to understand how tough it was for everybody, for all of us, but especially for my mom, and how much she took on, you know, and just asking very little for herself and just focusing entirely on him.
His abiding legacy is the unity of Nigeria. And nobody can take that away. Not even death. Not even those who don't like him. No. Not even time.
Ukpabi mwasi konyoma, onye vokwo. Ukpabi mwasi godogunu, onye vokwo. Ajie Ukpadi Asika konyoma nu, onye vokwo. Ojove mogana, onye vokwo. Onye soku anao.